Have you heard the rumor that Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston had an affair that ended his marriage? People that I respect, some that I even love, who may or may not watch this show.
Got to spend a minute on the Obamas because there seems to be some momentum picking up in the rumor mill about their marriage. All right, I'm going to bring you what I know.
The internet is buzzing, and the latest rumor making waves is one that nobody could have predicted. A supposed romantic connection between former President Barack Obama and Hollywood icon Jennifer Aniston. Yes, you heard that right. America's first black president and Rachel from Friends are at the center of a whirlwind of speculation, and it's as wild as it sounds. But how did we even get here? How did two people from completely different worlds, one a global political leader and the other a sitcom legend, find themselves tangled in one of the most bizarre gossip stories of the year? Let's dive in, because this story has everything: intrigue, celebrity, politics, and a whole lot of eyebrow-raising moments.
Our first guest tonight is a legendary star of screens big and small. She is one of the most loved human beings in all the world. Her new book, which is for kids, is called Clydio Takes a Bite Out of Life. Please welcome Jennifer Aniston.
It all started with a seemingly innocuous tabloid headline. You know the kind: glossy cover, bold letters, and a promise to reveal the truth about Jen and Barack. It was the kind of headline you might glance at while waiting in line at the grocery store, only to roll your eyes and move on. But this time, something about it stuck. Maybe it was the sheer audacity of pairing these two together. Maybe it was the fact that Barack Obama, a man synonymous with dignity and discretion, was suddenly dragged into the same tabloid universe that had spent decades obsessing over Jennifer Aniston's love life. Whatever the reason, the story took off like wildfire, and before anyone could blink, it was all anyone could talk about. At first, the rumor seemed too ridiculous to gain traction. Critics dismissed it as another desperate attempt by gossip rags to sell magazines. After all, Jennifer Aniston's name has been linked to countless co-stars, musicians, and even other world leaders in the past, but nothing has ever stuck. And Barack Obama? His romantic life has always been off limits. For years, he's been the picture of marital bliss with Michelle Obama, their partnership often described as one of the strongest in modern political history. So, why would anyone believe this? And yet, the public's fascination only grew.
And that's the thing is, so the Bidens and the Obamas hate each other because Michelle Obama is very good friends with Hunter Biden's ex-wife. So that's led to a significant problem where they don't like Hunter, and if you don't like Hunter, Joe doesn't like you. So I would not be surprised if Holmes is right on with this of like, oh, well, why don't we do this?
It's like, oh man, you give us problems, maybe you can have a problem.
The initial spark came from a string of so-called leaked messages that began circulating on obscure celebrity blogs. These blogs, known for mixing a few kernels of truth with a mountain of speculation, claimed to have uncovered private exchanges between Obama and Aniston. The messages were vague, just enough to imply a connection without offering any real proof. Some claimed the pair shared inside jokes, while others hinted at discussions about Hollywood projects given Obama's recent ventures into content production with his company Higher Ground. But the lack of concrete details didn't matter. The idea of these two high-profile figures secretly messaging each other was too juicy to ignore.
Correct. And I was getting endless texts. Are you okay?
It is weird.
What happened to you? This is awful. But yeah, they just did not mention that it was in the...
As the story gained momentum, mid-tier tabloids jumped on the bandwagon. Headlines like "Barack and Jen, Hollywood's new power couple," and "Michelle betrayed" began popping up everywhere, fueling the fire. Social media exploded with memes, theories, and debates. Some fans were quick to dismiss the rumors as absurd, while others couldn't resist speculating. Could there really be something going on? Was it possible that two of the most famous people in the world had found a connection behind closed doors? The internet, as always, was divided. What made the story even more intriguing was the timing. Around the same period, Michelle Obama had been noticeably absent from several high-profile events, including Jimmy Carter's funeral and Donald Trump's inauguration. While official statements cited scheduling conflicts, conspiracy theories began to swirl. Was her absence a coincidence, or was there more to the story? Some speculated that Michelle's absence was a sign of trouble in paradise, suggesting that her relationship with Barack was on the rocks. And with Jennifer Aniston suddenly thrown into the mix, the narrative practically wrote itself.
Isn't that weird when people you know see something that you think, oh, they should know that that's not true?
That didn't happen,
And they're in the business or whatever, or they know me and they know that they would know about this if it had happened.
Right.
And do you ever worry about that? Like, for instance...
It didn't didn't take long for fans and amateur detectives to start piecing together evidence. Every public appearance, every social media post, every casual comment was dissected for clues. A photo of Barack Obama smiling at an event? Proof that he was happier without Michelle. Jennifer Aniston turning off comments on her latest Instagram post? Clearly, she was trying to avoid questions about the alleged affair. Never mind that these clues were flimsy at best. Once the internet gets hold of a story, it doesn't let go. Jennifer Aniston, of course, has dealt with her fair share of tabloid drama over the years, from her highly publicized divorce from Brad Pitt to countless rumors about secret romances and reconciliations. She's been a staple of celebrity gossip for decades. But even by her standards, this rumor was something else entirely. For one thing, it involved a former president, a man whose image is so carefully managed that even the slightest hint of scandal could have serious repercussions. For another, it was completely out of left field. Unlike previous rumors that revolved around her co-stars or friends in the entertainment industry, this one had no obvious starting point. It was as if someone had thrown a dart at a wall of famous names and decided to see what would stick.
Like, for instance, this is a magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago and said the truth about Jen and Barack.
That was of all the calls you get from your publicist.
Despite the absurdity of the situation, the rumor gained enough traction that both Aniston and Obama's teams were forced to respond. Aniston's rep was the first to issue a statement calling the story beyond absurd and categorically denying any romantic involvement with Obama. But the denial only seemed to fan the flames. Social media users pointed out that her rep hadn't denied knowing Obama, leading to further speculation. Could there be a kernel of truth buried in the denial? Was there more to the story than anyone was letting on?
Publicist, where you're just like, oh no, what's it going to be? Or the email saying, some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does
I
your
was not
publicist
mad
ever
at
go
it.
like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
Well, I know it's not true.
Yeah.
I just don't know if everybody knows.
Well, it is untrue.
Some people, it is untrue.
For his part, Barack Obama stayed silent. As a former president, he's no stranger to rumors and speculation, but his refusal to address the story only added to the mystery. Was he ignoring it because it was too ridiculous to dignify with a response? Or was there another reason for his silence? Fans began combing through his social media posts looking for hidden messages or clues. A birthday post for Michelle, in which he referred to her as the love of my life, was dissected for signs of overcompensation. Why didn't he say I love you instead? Why did the photo look so staged? To the internet, everything was a potential piece of the puzzle. The turning point came when Jennifer Aniston appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote her latest project. Naturally, Kimmel couldn't resist bringing up the rumor. Holding up a magazine with the headline Jen and Barack, The Untold Story, he asked her point blank if there was any truth to it. Aniston, clearly exasperated, laughed and dismissed the story as absolutely untrue. She even joked that she'd only met Obama once or twice in passing and had no idea where the rumor had come from. But her denial, while firm, wasn't enough to end the story. If anything, it gave it more life, with fans and gossip sites dissecting her body language and tone for signs of hidden meaning.
So the truth about Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is
It
no
untrue.
truth.
You know Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him.
What is there a truth about you and Michelle that we should know?
That is not true.
As the rumor continued to spiral, it became a full-blown media spectacle. Late-night hosts and comedians began using it as fodder for jokes, turning it into a pop culture phenomenon. Memes flooded social media, with some users imagining what a Barack and Jen relationship might look like. Would they host dinner parties with George Clooney and Oprah? Would they collaborate on a Netflix documentary? The possibilities were endless, and the internet couldn't get enough. And yet, beneath the humor and speculation, the story raised larger questions about the nature of celebrity gossip. How do rumors like this gain so much traction, especially when they seem so far-fetched? Why are we so quick to believe, or at least entertain, the idea that two public figures could be secretly involved? Is it simply because we crave drama and intrigue, or does it say something deeper about our fascination with power and fame?
Not to add insult to injury, but there's a Daily Mail report out today saying Kamala Harris's marriage may be on the rocks. Like everybody's on the rocks. Again, I will say I love the Daily Mail, but the sourcing appeared weak. It was like people who know the couple, but like I don't know if it's any better than that. But they're saying she's blaming him in part for her loss because he turned out to be such a hot mess liability. You buy it?
As the story unfolded, it became clear that the Obama-Aniston rumor was more than just a piece of tabloid gossip. It was a cultural moment, a bizarre intersection of politics, entertainment, and internet culture that captured the public's imagination in a way few stories do. Whether there's any truth to it remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, this is a story that won't be forgotten anytime soon. The moment Jennifer Aniston's interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live aired, it became clear that the rumor wasn't going to fade away anytime soon. If anything, her appearance breathed new life into the story. Sure, she laughed it off, wagged her finger at the absurdity of it all, and even joked that she'd only met Barack Obama once or twice at formal events. But her casual dismissal, paired with the playful banter between her and Kimmel, gave the internet exactly what it needed. More fuel for the fire. Social media erupted once again, with people dissecting her every move, every word, every giggle. Was she being too defensive? Was the laughter a little too forced? Did her body language suggest she was hiding something? These were the questions fans and conspiracy theorists alike were debating in comment sections and forums across the globe.
The rocks. The question now isn't if, but when. If I had to guess, they will wait until after the inauguration to announce it. Timing, is everything. And yet the story doesn't end there. For months, I've heard Jennifer Aniston's name tied to Barack. At first, it seemed ridiculous, but the rumors have remained steady among New York.
At the same time, Barack Obama's silence was becoming deafening. While Jennifer Aniston was out there addressing the situation head-on, albeit with a heavy dose of sarcasm, Obama had yet to say a single word. Not a tweet, not a statement, not even a throwaway remark at one of his public appearances. And that silence naturally only made people more curious. After all, this wasn't just any rumor, it was a story that involved a former leader of the free world and one of the most beloved actresses in Hollywood. Surely someone from his team would have said something by now if there was absolutely no truth to it. And he must have known, front of family connection come into handy. Scalding Bates himself, or so the internet speculated. Meanwhile, Michelle Obama's absence from the spotlight only added to the intrigue. Her decision to skip Trump's inauguration, while understandable given her well-documented disdain for the former president, was now being re-examined under a different lens. The same went for her absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral. Officially, the excuse was a scheduling conflict, but skeptics weren't buying it. To them, these absences were clear signs of a deeper issue brewing behind the scenes. And with Jennifer Aniston now tangled up in the narrative, the rumor mill was working overtime.
But if it is true, it truly would be a political earthquake in Democrat circles. Never mind America. I don't remember a presidential divorce in modern history.
The tabloids, of course, were having a field day. In Touch Weekly, the magazine that first ran the story, doubled down on its claims with follow-up articles that only made the situation messier. Anonymous sources, always the hallmark of tabloid journalism, came forward with vague but tantalizing details. One insider claimed that Barack and Jennifer had been spending more time together due to their shared interests in Hollywood production. Barack has gone Hollywood, the source said. He's got production deals with Netflix, and he's been bumping into Jen more and more in that world. They found they have a lot in common. Another source went even further, suggesting that their connection went beyond professional collaboration. They've been talking more and more, the insider alleged. They're friends for life. These quotes, while flimsy at best, were enough to keep the story alive. And then there was the infamous headline, Michelle betrayed as Aniston steals her husband's attention. It was the kind of sensationalism that tabloids thrive on. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't just about a potential romance between Barack and Jennifer, it was about betrayal, heartbreak, and the unraveling of a once perfect marriage. Michelle Obama, for her part, was reportedly unfazed by the rumors, at least that's what some sources claimed. According to one report, Michelle wasn't thrilled about the idea of Jennifer Aniston stealing her husband's attention, but she ultimately trusted Barack. Michelle knows they're chummy, the source said, but she also knows that Barack would never step out on her. She's not worried about Jen. Whether or not this was true, the quote only added another layer to the story. Now fans were debating Michelle's reaction just as much as they were debating the supposed affair. But let's not forget Jennifer Aniston's own complicated history with rumors like these. Her past relationships, especially her high-profile marriage to Brad Pitt, have made her a favorite target for tabloid speculation. Who could forget the endless headlines about her supposed rivalry with Angelina Jolie, or the constant questions about whether she was rekindling her romance with Brad? Jennifer has always handled these rumors with a mix of humor and frustration. But this time, felt different. This wasn't about an ex or a co-star, it was about a former president. And that raised the stakes in a way she hadn't experienced before.
Jennifer Aniston, it was her circle of friends there allegedly discussing this. I mean, we don't know. We don't know, but
That's how you know it's true.
is it so hard to
never keep a
believe?
secret. Like, when a woman tells another woman, yeah, you can tell me, I'll keep a secret, the phone's already out. Now it's about to hit a group chat. So that is, to me, the most conclusive piece of evidence.
Insiders close to Aniston revealed that she was baffled by the entire situation. She barely knows Obama, let alone is dating him, one source told the press. She's told friends that this is the most bizarre piece of gossip she's ever heard about herself. Another insider claimed that Aniston was particularly upset for Michelle. Jen's seen the stories about the Obama's marriage being on the rocks, and she knows firsthand how painful it can be to be at the center of rumors like that. She feels bad for Michelle and doesn't want to add to her stress. And yet, despite her denials, Aniston's every move was being scrutinized. When she turned off comments on a few of her Instagram posts, fans immediately assumed it had something to do with the Obama rumors. Was she trying to avoid questions from curious followers, or was she hiding something? The speculation only grew when she posted a cryptic caption on one of her selfies. Sometimes you just have to laugh at how ridiculous things can get. Was this a subtle nod to the rumors, or was she talking about something else entirely? The internet couldn't decide. The situation reached a boiling point when Meghan McCain, of all people, weighed in. During an episode of her podcast, McCain claimed that she'd been hearing rumors of an Obama divorce from very serious journalists. I'm not talking about TMZ, McCain said. I'm talking about people who are in the know, people who cover politics for a living. She went on to speculate that the divorce rumors might be politically motivated. But her comments only added more fuel to the fire. If even Meghan McCain was talking about it, then surely there had to be some truth to the story. Or so fans thought.
So here's the thing, and this is one other theory of the case. Maybe Jennifer Aniston is the Biden's answer to George Clooney here, right? I mean, maybe this, because I'll be honest, I have heard this sort of thing rumbling around in DC, and there's some connections there with the people, what you would call reputable people, because they served in an administration.
Adding to the chaos was the resurfacing of a clip from October in which Aniston had denied the rumors during another media appearance. Of all the calls you get from your publicists where you're just like, oh no, what's it gonna be? She said at the time. And then you get an email saying some cheesy tabloid is gonna make up a story, and it's that? I was not mad at it, she joked, before clarifying that the story was absolutely untrue. While her denial seemed definitive, the fact that the clip was making the rounds again suggested that people weren't ready to let the story go. And that's the thing about celebrity rumors. They take on a life of their own, regardless of the facts. Even as both Aniston and Obama's groups dismissed the tale, the internet declined to let it fade away. Fans continued to speculate, tabloids continued to publish, and late-night hosts continued to joke about it. What started as a single tabloid headline had snowballed into a full-blown media circus, and there was no telling when or if it would ever end. So, what do you think? Could there be even a shred of truth to this wild rumor, or is it just another case of the internet running amok with speculation? And if Barack and Jen were to ever cross paths, what do you imagine their interaction would be like? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and intriguing stories. Until next time, stay curious,